I am.
God love her. Hello, everyone. Welcome to It's Sybil. I am Sybil Wilkes with the silly Myra J. How are you?
I'm doing well, and the girls are well too.
Good, good, good to hear. Good to hear. And Stephen Hill, how and where are you?
Ni hao, from
Yeah,
Changsha, China.
people.
Ni hao, from
Say that three times real fast.
And turn around.
Changsha, China, Changsha, China, Changsha, China.
Okay, now
Ni
touch your
hao.
toes. No, okay.
And
Yep.
how are
Where
things? What day is it?
it is Thursday morning.
Thursday
It's Thursday
morning,
morning here. Thursday
7
morning, 7
a.m.
a.m. 7 a.m. And tomorrow night, Shante goes up for fourth week on Singer 2024 here. So exciting!
Nice.
It's so amazing.
So
Yeah.
amazing are her performances.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did I tell you I
Oh yeah, I've been saying.
downloaded Mango TV?
It's so funny. I was gonna put on my little thing down here, Stephen Mango TV Hill, and then I realized my Haley no from last week was appropriate for this week, so I just kept it. I just
Okay.
kept it.
Well, we'll let you explain that a little bit later. We are awaiting Kwyn Townsend Riley, our LGBTQIA plus contributor. Myra J, how are you?
I am doing fine. We didn't get the bad storms in the metro Atlanta area. They got some stuff further north, but we're all okay here.
Good, good. I'm glad we got storms, but it wasn't to the extent that people to the north, people to the west, people to the east, people to the south of us all got it. Houston, God bless the people of Houston. They seem to be catching the worst of it. More
Um,
flooding going on down there, and this is following last week's storms that hit them directly. And people keep calling, you guys okay over there? And with the exception of maybe some trees down, and I was talking to a guy yesterday who works here, and he said that his neighbor's tree just fell over, and so he just got out the chainsaw and commenced to cutting. And I guess they got some some logwood for when winter comes.
Mm.
I don't know, but it's that kind of thing where people are just helping each other out. But we haven't had any really bad situations, and it's very difficult for a lot of people who are really experiencing. I mean, just it's very sad to see, and people are really suffering. So please pray for the people as they're going through these storms, and let us move on to past storm season. But this is the tornado season, and then we come up to hurricane season, right?
and yes, and it is predicted because for the most part we didn't have a rough winter, and the ocean waters never cooled off.
Right.
They stayed
Yeah.
relatively
Mhm.
warm. They are anticipating an higher than average hurricane season, and I would just put a PSA out there to everyone. I don't care if you're in tornado country, hurricane country. Please heed the warnings. Never, no, we're gonna ride it out. If they say evacuate, evacuate. If they say get in the basement or get in the tub, do it immediately and have a plan. Have a
Yeah.
plan. A
Yeah.
lot of times, some of us are single parents, kids are at the house. They need to have a plan. Sit down and talk to your children and grandchildren and loved ones about where to go, where to meet up, have flashlights, just be prepared, in other words.
And your papers, your insurance papers and
Mhm.
your licenses and all your identification for purposes as you get past the storm. I was telling people yesterday that there was as the hurricane as a tornado went through this area Sunday night, Monday morning. A couple of girlfriends were driving back from a concert and they drove directly in the path of the tornado. They just did it. They just came upon them, and they didn't know what to do.
Mm.
There was no place to pull over. They say they pull over, get in a ditch, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
There was nothing, and all around them was just the swirling tornado. And
Mhm.
they stopped the car. They got in the back seat on the floor, and just huddled down there until it passed. I mean, that's something that we need to talk about in the event, because it really does sound like something Yolanda and I might have run into. We've run into to rainstorms, but not a tornado, of course.
Right.
But you're right, Myra, we should do a show on that, on being
Yeah.
prepared for these disasters and things like that. Young Kwyn, you're not in the middle of a disaster situation. You were just waiting for your computer to update.
Yes, it felt like a disaster though, and I think I'm but sorry.
Different disasters for different generations.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
I was freaking out like Yolanda's gonna be so mad at me. And I text and it didn't go through, so I'm sorry.
No worries. We're good. How are things with you other than the lapsed laptop?
Things are going pretty good. I've started pre-packing. I'm not going to touch this area for Sybil's sake, but turn my camera around. I have already sold like some furniture through Facebook Marketplace. Have you guys ever sold anything through Facebook? Probably not.
I've not, but I know people have had good luck with it.
Yes, I did. I got like some cash money for these 4 bar stools, and I was actually like a little nervous because they're scammers and stuff. Yeah. And so I just kept checking every Facebook page, and I realized that I'm really way too kind because they're 4 bar stools. They're really, really good condition. And the first guy that DM'd me, he said, I'll give it to you for $75. And I asked my brother, I said, Kim, like, this is a good deal? He said, hell yeah. I said, okay. I said, okay, good deal. Then like this other lady said, I'll buy them for you for $125 cash up front. And I'm like, but I already told that guy that
I was already thinking 150.
Right. I was thinking like,
what did you do?
$50 a piece.
So I ended up telling the guy, I was like, hey, I really got a better deal. Do you want to match? And he literally said no, but I
did he say hell no, or did he just say no?
He said no. This was a white man. He said no. And so the lady was like, I mean, are you ready? You trying, she's just like messaging me. And I'm like, Cameron, like, will I lose my status if I, tell one guy deal and like I resend that? Like, I don't want to, like renege. Like, I don't want to do that. And he's like,
you an Uber driver? You worried about how many stars?
I didn't know what I was like. I don't want to get banned, so I just ended up blocking him. And I told the lady, like, yes, like, come get the stools. And she came immediately, like pickup truck. Her son was with her carrying the stools out. Got the cash. So yeah.
Nice.
I have bought. I bought a car off of what is that?
Carvana?
No. It's the car dealers. It's not a car dealer, but I bought a car online, and I kind of regret doing that now. But I was in a hurry and needed to, and it was for the right price, and so I went ahead and did it. But I wouldn't. Something is as important as a vehicle. Yeah. I wouldn't recommend that people do it. Although
did something go wrong with the car?
It's for what I paid for it, Stephen Hill, it's perfect. Mm-hmm. For what I paid for it, it's absolutely perfect. It runs.
Okay. I'm challenged to understand the logic of this moment.
So there are some questions I should have asked, some things I should have done before I gave the man the money. For instance,
so you lucked out, so you lucked out.
I did luck out. And he, was kind enough to fix some things that I needed to have fixed. But the first time I went to blow my horn, and it was just that sound. I no horn, which really is good for me because I don't need a horn. Because my tension is, I'm very tense some days. And
no, you're not a tutor, are you?
I'm a tutor, Myra.
You're a tutor? Oh dear.
Yeah. But so it's good in this day and age where people are so high strung like me, that I don't have a horn.
Or with the car, or with a car with no horn, all you have to do is lean your head out the window and scream. It'll achieve the same result.
Right. So it's Craigslist. That's what I was trying to think of. Craigslist.
Craigslist.
And I go and still today I go, And then I laugh to myself and I keep going. But I wish you good luck with that, Kwyn. I know that that's a lot of pressure trying to juggle deals and get the right thing. But you know not to take the first offer next time for whatever you're
Oh
selling.
yeah, and I know to check their Facebook page because it lists like when you clearly made an account on Facebook. So if somebody made an account like in 2024,
Right.
it's kind of suspect. So I look for pictures, cats, kids, political status. I'm looking for food, the whole thing, because I'm not going to get my address.
Having a real
Family,
legitimate lifestyle.
If somebody scams on Facebook Marketplace, how do they scam you? Like they just like I'll buy it and then they come over and try to steal your stuff, or
So
is that the
I
scam?
think like
You know what? Hold on one second. Let's talk about this during trending because I'm getting the sign from my producer that we need to get to Kwyn's story, which is
Yeah.
very important. Kwyn's story is very important,
Yes,
Stephen.
it is.
And Kwyn is our LGBTQIA plus contributor.
Y'all
And
ain't making it either or. Y'all may be making it either or. That's the thing. Y'all, that's the trick. Y'all ain't trying. Don't get me in that trap. All right.
so Kwyn has written an article about a father-daughter team with whom Stephen Hill is familiar, and their efforts to bring light to the transgender community.
Yes, so NBA legend GOAT Dwayne Wade announced with his daughter Zaya, who just turned 17 today. She just turned 17.
Wow.
Happy birthday to the Gemini that is Zaya Wade. They're launching this resource hub called Translatable. Translatable is on Instagram. You can actually look at the website, and it's created with the Trevor Project, which was created for LGBTQ youth at risk of suicide, and with the Human Rights Campaign, which is two organizations that you guys have probably heard me like utilize a lot when it comes to statistics, data, and like other news related things. But this is actually really cool. And Dwayne Wade said that it's going to be a resource hub for parents, families, and support systems of LGBTQIA plus youth. He said, for our family, we were blessed to have a community of supporters and knowledgeable experts who could swiftly arm us with the tools we needed to support Zaya in her journey. Zaya had announced or came out when she was only 12 years old and was really I would say spotlighted as like a person that just represents like specifically like Black trans, but also just like trans youth in general. And even to this day, like when I was looking at Dwayne Wade's birthday post for her, she still receives a lot of hate and a lot of ignorance. And so for Zaya and Dwayne Wade to create something like this is not only a powerful representation of like love, for our trans and queer youth, but also for this moment. If you guys aren't aware that the disparity in statistics when it comes to mental health and mental hygiene for trans youth specifically is very, very disproportionate. Like 1 in 3 trans youth have attempted suicide just this past year in 2023. I've covered a few different trans youth that were killed from Next Benedict, who was an indigenous, I think they were only 15 or 14. Again, Zaya is only 17. So the fact that this type of
she came out on a really public stage.
Yes.
I mean, really public. And not only did she get it, her parents got it, but that's secondary and tertiary to this. But she that's just got to be a very strong individual.
And there's over 1.6 million adults ages 18 and older that identify as trans. And as far as youth ages 13 to 17, that's even just like a little bit less that identify as transgender, according to the Williams Institute for the UCLA Law. And like I said, every trans youth 1 to 3 will actually attempt suicide. And you're probably asking like, why such a, a horrible statistic? It's because of the laws that we talk about, right? Mm-hmm. Like the fact that they're not able to participate on sports teams that identify with their gender, the fact that there are laws banning hormone-related therapy, the fact that there are laws banning, not even encouraging teachers to use the appropriate pronouns when you're addressing these children. And if we want youth to become adults, they have to be able to survive their youthhood. So we can't go ahead and support transgender adults without supporting transgender youth. And
Going through that process.
And so, like, hopefully, like this resource hub, I'm specifically thinking about like my Black people. Hopefully, this is something that we turn to look for and admit, like all of us, there's a lot of stuff that we don't know. So there's going to be lots of resources when it comes to like pronoun usage, hormone related therapy. It's really in its developing stages, but this comes as Dwayne Wade won a fund, like an award. It's called the Elevate Prize Catalyst Award, where he won $250,000 for this project. And past recipients include Matt Damon, Michael J. Fox, and the Nobel Peace Prize winner Malala Yousafzai, to amplify their philanthropic work. So shout out to Dwayne Wade. Happy birthday, Zaya. I thought this was pretty cool.
Very cool. Stephen Hill, you look like you want to say something.
No. Look, I have had the pleasure of being in the presence of Zaya. Zaya is a very, she is just a strong, fun individual. She and Shantae have actually struck up kind of a friendship. But nothing happens without. I mean, not nothing, but like it's much easier when you have parents who understand you from the go. And Kwyn's talked about this so many times. I think it's no matter what it is, but especially if it's something that is so ridiculously hated by others, to have support of your parents and the adults in your life is crucial. So since this show is mainly talking to adults and who are in youth lives, just be as aware as you possibly can. And if you get this news, be as supportive as you possibly can. I hate to make it really simple, but it really simply starts from there. Think of any challenge you had as a child when you went to your parents. You felt better as soon as they were like, baby, you be you. Mm-hmm. And it's the same. I think it's the same, and it's clear that it's work with Zaya, and she's spicy.
Well, we wish them a lot of luck and happy birthday, Zaya. That is amazing. Really good stuff. And keep up the good work there, Kwyn, in bringing us up to date on those situations, and especially
starts Pride Month.
Yeah. June 1st. And you have a month full of guests that you're going to be bringing on your Wednesday segment to talk about various aspects of the LGBTQ community. So we look forward to that. Another thing that we talk about in the What You Need to Know newsletter is on this day is the Black and Missing Foundation. And they list a young person that's been missing. And in this case, it's a young person, age 13 years old, I believe, and I've lost the spot in my newsletter, but went to school and never returned home. And as a result of this, they're looking for this kid who is 5 feet 3 inches tall, and the fact that he is 125 pounds. 5'3", 128 pounds. His name is Amir Javon Taylor. He's been missing from Oakland, California since the 20th of May. And take a look at his picture in the What You Need to Know newsletter. If you are in that area or you've seen him or you think you've seen him, please go to the Black and Missing Foundation website and let them know. And 14 years old is much too young to be out on the streets. He's not been seen since May 20th, as I said. He was dropped off at his school in the 8600 block of MacArthur Boulevard in Oakland, California, in Oaktown. So take a look at this young man, and let's see if we can't reconnect him with his people. And that would be a great thing. Black and Missing Foundation website, and that's how you find them. These are a couple of things that we have in our newsletter on the regular. As I mentioned, Kwyn is with us a couple of times a week as the LGBTQIA contributor. Her big brother, Cameron, is dealing with politics on a regular basis. Coy Malone is our social justice contributor, and Aprilette Russell is our mental health and wellness contributor. And all together, they make up our group of youngins who give us a different perspective, but also keep us up to date with things that are going on in our world. If you'd like to subscribe, we'd love to have you. Please go to SybilWilkes.com. Give us your name and your email address. We'll have it in your email box every Monday through Friday. It won't cost you a dime. And and then we talk about these issues and some of the stories as we meet every Monday through Thursday here on It's Sybil on YouTube and Facebook Live. So without further ado, let's talk about TV watching. What are you all watching these days? And I will, I'm always curious because sometimes, when you're in a couple, you watch things that you might not watch as a single person. Your partner may be watching and you go, oh, okay. And then you have those moments where like, I'm really into this and let's move ahead, and you can't because you're supposed to be waiting for your partner. But even as an individual or as a part of a couple, what are you watching these days? And is it new? Are you going back and streaming something old? And what are you looking forward to coming up? I still am, Myra. I'm still married to regular television, the broadcast channel television, and try to support them as much as possible. But I got to admit that I do, stray a little bit off to the streaming channels to see what is going on there. And as I think I told Stephen Hill a couple weeks ago, that I am revisiting the 7 seasons of I forgot what it was I was watching.
Game of Thrones.
No,
not Game of Thrones.
No. West Wing is.
West Wing. I was about to say
yeah.
Same thing in a way.
But you know what I'm finding? It is so up to date with what we're going through now. Whether it's Israel and Hamas, whether it's Democrats versus Republicans, and not getting along, but trying to find that middle road between the organizations, the Democratic and Republican parties, not as stringent as it is there. But I'm just, Aaron Sorkin is just a genius as far as I'm concerned with his writing, and just so very prescient and ahead of his time, and yet was a man of his time and looking forward. So what else are you all watching? Young Kwyn, do you watch television? Do you have time?
Yes, I do. Well, I don't have cable, but I do have a couple of shows that came free with my TV.
Yes.
The free rerun that I call my comfy shows that like really I can just have in the background, whatever. Right now is Kitchen Nightmares with Gordon Ramsay.
Oh, okay.
I love the redemptive characteristic of like these horrible restaurants. And here comes this British man that's like, get off your ass. And then like they just all of a sudden are like amazing Michelin star restaurants that have like great ovens and decor and stuff. So I can watch that like all day. But I've been watching, I've been keeping up with Abbott Elementary, which just finished. Really, really good season finale. And then
as a school teacher, do you appreciate that show?
Oh, yes. I think, and I joked around this when I was in grad school, they need to make a show at a university level. They do have a university level show with Sandra Oh. I forget the name of it, but she was an English professor that was seeking tenure.
Oh, yeah. And is it still on?
On Netflix. It's so good. That one really caught a glimpse into like really what we go through on a university, like institutional level. Right. But I relate so much to Quinta just because like as a young emerging professional, it's just like, wow, I can do all these things. And they have someone that's like, girl, no, you can't. You can barely afford the school bus. Like, what are you doing? Right. But that type of relentless spirit is what the youth like really need. And I just love the balance of like all the different teachers, like, even
the janitor,
Rolf, like, and even the white teacher, like, who knows everything about Black people, but he's not Black, but he's not appropriating it. He's just like trying to be a good accomplice in it. So I watched that. I've been watching Baby Reindeer on Netflix.
J. Anthony Brown recommended that one, Myra.
I know.
That's a show. I will suggest you watch that by yourself because it can get kind of triggering.
Yeah, that's why I'm like,
Yeah, I watched Loot on Apple TV Plus with Maya Rudolph, and that show is hilarious. I love that show.
Maya Rudolph is a genius. She is a certified genius.
Yes, she is.
Yeah. That's what I'm watching.
That's a lot. That's good. That's really good. Myra, what are you watching?
I literally just finished the third season of Hacks. I love
another good
Hacks
one.
with
Yeah.
Gene Smart. I absolutely love comedy, and this is about a Joan Rivers type character who is in Vegas, and the shine is kind of coming off of her penny, and she's still trying to hang in there. And there's a very young, feisty writer in her 20s who got fired for an inappropriate tweet. And so she needs a job. They want Gene Smart's character to have a young writer, and they team them together, and they can't stand each other, but they need each other.
Right.
It is the writing is fantastic.
It really is.
Acting is off the chain. And because I finished the last episode, I stumbled onto a show called The Girls on the Bus.
I was just gonna mention that. That's the next one that I'm watching.
I've been the whole literally in a day.
I have to pull myself off. I have to stop and say, okay, I'm just gonna piece it out an episode at a time because it's just so good.
It's about women journalists who are on a bus,
and some are journalists.
Yeah. with the exception of one, perhaps, who's a media maven, but they are following this election.
The campaign trail.
Yeah. So I also love a good political thriller. So it's a real behind the scenes thing of what journalists go through and a little peek of the scandals, but
the
behind.
Candidates.
Right? Yeah. Really, really good.
And you know what broke my heart, Myra? They're not bringing it back. It's not been renewed for a second season. And
Are you serious?
I'm so serious. Yeah.
Oh,
they just announced it this week, and it just hurt my feelings. Because I'm like, I just love this show so much, and that's why I really put the brakes on as far as watching it, because it's just so good. It's just so good. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Where?
All right. I'm sorry.
Where are these shows?
On HBO Max.
Max.
And we don't say HBO anymore. Just Max.
And I did just watch. You would appreciate this, Stephen Hill, Soulsville, the Stacks.
Yes.
My friend Stephanie Williams was just talking about that.
The Stacks record company documentary. Excellent.
Yep, it really is.
Stephen Hill, have you seen it?
I have not. It's on my list of things to see. The funny thing is, it was on my list right before we got to China, and of course, I cannot get it here. So there's that. Yeah.
So what is on your list that you can watch over there?
So it has to be what I've already watched, trust me,
okay.
or download when I come back in the States to come. Dave, which is on FXX, I think it was FXX, which is about the Lil Dicky. It's a hilarious half-hour comedy about this white guy who really is Lil Dicky. His real name is Dave, who wants to be the best rapper in the world. Brilliant writing, great cameos. Brad Pitt plays he's not even a cameo. He's a full actor in the very last episode of the third series. Third season. That was great. That's what I watched by myself. I've been revisiting Real Husbands of Hollywood, which is
oh my God.
Which maintained its humor over the years.
And how does it make you feel as one who was instrumental in the creation?
Quite proud of that one. I got to say, quite proud of that one. That was, and it's funny. It wasn't. It's the thing that came on in the gym because longer story. But so that's what made me revisit it. And when it comes to watching together, my wife can hang it all night. She can have an affair with Eric Benet if she wants to. But if she watches an episode of The Morning After without me, we out.
The Morning After was so good.
She watched an episode of The Morning After without me. She just hang on out with Eric.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, Eric Benet and Shanti Moore have a single coming out at the end of June.
I was waiting for that. Yeah.
Careless plug.
Okay, I'm not mad at it because chocolate legs is still number one on my playlist. So I'm a big Eric Benet fan. So that's the question. What are you all watching these days? And would you care to share with us? Michelle Lynn Semrall on Facebook says, news junkie, mostly Abbott Elementary, like Kwyn. Yeah. Now, let me tell you why I don't watch Abbott Elementary.
Why?
Because it's just personal. Because I absolutely loved the Black version of the Wonder Years. And when they brought it in and it was doing gangbusters, and then this little gem of a show called Abbott Elementary came, and the Wonder Years was swept out, And they brought it back last year during the strike. They did no promotions for it, and they said it won't be back. And we got our black show for the next 5, 6, 7 seasons. And that's Abbott Elementary. I think it is a very clever show, though. And as a daughter of a Chicago public school teacher, I can really appreciate some of those characters in there. And the only thing they don't have is a drinking teacher, but that's
or even like they don't really spotlight like the lady at the front desk, like
right, yeah.
The lady at my front desk at my elementary school, Miss Dansby, she was the one who watched us until my mom picked us up late, who made sure that we could get dropped off early in the morning. So it's very interesting that Abbott doesn't have that lady, but I think they're trying to incorporate that lady.
Yeah, because they got the janitor and he's got everything on lock. So
that is the lunch lady.
And the lunch
lady with the hairnet. Absolutely.
Yep. Yeah. I forgot to say, Ashley and we watched Star together. That's Ashley's show. We used to watch Power, but I can't handle Power. I can't do it.
Which Power is like
that's what I'm saying. Ashley is obsessed. She can watch that show all the time. I got her some Power socks. Like she loves Power. And now we're watching Star together. And I'm just like, bro, this is like the same energy. It just gives the same energy as Power to me, like this hustle, all that type of stuff. And I'm like, man, I just rather watch Teachers.
I actually plan to watch the holdovers tonight.
Wow. Oh, so good.
And I have not heard
about it. Yeah.
Actually, because I don't have to pay for it now. It's on one of my regular streaming channels. That's what I was waiting for. I was like, I'm not paying for this.
all I can say is welcome to a great depiction of my high school existence.
I was going to ask you.
Oh, really?
Really?
Oh, it is very besides the fact they have a lack of a black person in there and how isolating that can be at a boarding school in the late 70s. It is a great depiction of the style, the feel, the ethos, the pathos of everything of boarding school in 76.
Okay. Did you have the black cook like Davine Joy?
No, we did not. No, not at all. Not at all. That's funny. We had it's a longer story. We had that was in another school that I went to, and his name was Robert.
Oh, okay. Yolanda, I think we were speaking. Okay. I love regular scripted TV as well, says Michelle Lynn Summerall. Yeah, I try to support them. Brenda Brooks Perry on YouTube says, just finished streaming BMF and Ghost 2, Abbott Elementary, and Trent. I love Trent. I do love Trent. And Trent stars a young woman who was in one of my favorite shows from a couple of years ago, American Soul. And she played the choreographer, and she would go out and get the Soul Train dancers. American Soul was so good. Oh my God. Yeah, about Soul Train. Oh my gosh, I love that show.
Shout out to the creator of that show, Jesse Collins.
Yeah, absolutely. He is truly a genius. Another show I've been watching is Sweet Magnolias, and that's because I'm a Heather Headley fan, and that's on Netflix. And I love the way they pour it out when it's margarita time. But it's three friends who grew up in this southern town, and their life experiences. But Heather Headley, stage, screens, no matter what, she always knocks it out of the park. That's another good one that I am enjoying. Yolanda, we have more? Karen Vaughn on YouTube says, back in the day, I never did see The Wire and The Sopranos. So this summer, while I'm off, I will be bringing both of those. Yes, binging both of those. Yes, absolutely. Good for you. Good for you. Michael Stallworth, I mainly watch true crime shows. Okay, Yolanda Starks. Sports games or old shows, not much of a national news compared to before the pandemic, unless there is an election. So you're a busy man right now, Michael Stallworth. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm trying to think of Janet Ferguson on Facebook. It's not too much of anything on TV lately. America's Got Talent is new, so I started watching that. I also watched Tap with Gregory Hines, Suzanne Douglas, and
Sammy Davis Jr. Yes, that was
all gone. Oh my gosh! Oh, I love that movie too. I'm with you. Absolutely. Charlotte Bourne Bellamy, The Playoffs. Okay. All right. Go Dallas Mavericks. That's all I'm gonna say.
It was weird watching the Dallas. I got to see the Dallas Mavericks. I think it was a live game at like 7 o'clock in the morning yesterday.
Yeah,
in my time.
yeah. They were up 3-0 against Minnesota Timberwolves, and they
That was a lot
lost.
of it.
Yeah, they lost.
Actually, she has season tickets to the WNBA, and she actually met Gabrielle Union.
Oh, the Chicago game.
Yeah, and somebody plays for the Sparks. I didn't know who it was, and I said, "Oh, she looks like a very nice lady." And she's like, "Hey," and I was like, "Oh, tell her I said hello." It's fine.
I'm really excited about the WNBA this season, and not necessarily because of the number one player, but because of Angel Reese and those that have Angel Reese. I think she's just amazing. She's just a cool young lady.
You didn't even want to say Caitlin Clark's name?
I did not. I don't hate her. I don't dislike her. I don't have any feelings at all about her. But I think that there's been a whitewash over the other very competent players.
Let me tell you something. If you don't believe the escalation of the NBA had anything to do with Larry Bird being white and Magic Johnson being black, and you don't know your history, this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity for the WNBA. Let's take opportunities in any way they come. It's going to be Reese. It's going to be Reese versus Clark for a while. And I think in that competition, there's going to be the same increase in the WNBA that there was in the NBA. Remember, NBA's finals used to be tape delayed. Right. They weren't even played live. Right. That's how bad the NBA was. Kwyn, you may not remember this.
But you're absolutely right. And I'm wondering, and I know we're running out of time, Yolanda. I just want to say this. I don't know that members of the WNBA have the vision to reach back to what happened between Bird and between Magic Johnson and recreate that. I don't have the confidence in them. I don't.
The only thing they don't have is a marketing budget. They may not have the budget to do it, but they've got the idea is already there and planted for sure. It's whether they can market it enough with the.
I hope you're right.
In my opinion, I could be wrong, but
I hope you're right. I absolutely do, and I hope that they can find the money to make it happen, because that league deserves to have the stars that they are creating, that are coming out of college right now, and have Dawn Staley as a coach of the WNBA team. That's all I'm saying. Okay, good night and goodbye. So let's move to trending topics. And first of all, I want to give a happy birthday shout out to a member of the Tom Jordan Morning Show family. Stephanie Jordan is the birthday girl today, and she is a true supporter of our show here. And oftentimes, she'll just pop in and say, enjoyed the show tonight, that kind of thing. So we want to wish her a happy birthday. And it's also, it's always good to give a shout out and be able to do it, because it's my show. Let's go back a little bit to where I had to cut you guys off and talking about buying and selling things online. So Kwyn, you were telling us that you learned to look at the history of the people online and try to figure out, if it's legitimate or not, as it pertains to whether they're reliable or not, right?
Yes.
Gwyn Webb on Facebook says, Stephen, you can get scammed by being the buyer. Sometimes the seller will ask for a deposit to hold the product.
Oh, got it. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
And even from a stance of when I'm selling something, like I said, noticing their Facebook account, if it's just newly created, sometimes the profile picture just looks a little fictitious. I don't know if you guys ever seen those spam accounts on Instagram where they don't have any posts, but they follow a whole bunch of people. And because it's Facebook, you can see how many friends somebody has, what type of content they post online. But I had somebody who said that they were interested because I'm selling these 2 cute little nightstands. And somebody was like, oh yeah, I'm interested. So what's your phone number? And that was the first thing he asked. He didn't ask what my address was. He didn't ask when he could pick it up. He asked for my phone number first. And so I was like, yeah, no, you don't seem like a real person. And when I went to his page, it was just Facebook account created 2024. And he didn't even have an actual picture. It was an eagle or something. And I was like, yeah, bro, it's cool. So sometimes if it smells fishy, then it is fishy. And I think with Facebook Marketplace, which is unfortunate because it's such a stress-free way of getting rid of things. So I hate the fact that it has been co-opted by random people. I don't know why they want to scam people, but yeah, that's been my first instance. So.
Yeah, pulling this conversation to the left just for a brief second. I got a phone call last week. I think I even sent you the message, Sybil. Someone called on my home phone and said, "Hello, you're the winner. You're the winner of the International Global Sweepstakes." And I said, "Oh no, I can't possibly be the winner of sweepstakes. We're vegetarians. We don't eat." And it was just this silence on the phone, and then they hung up. I laughed so hard because they didn't even know what to say. Like, this lady just said stupid. I should have won a sweepstakes, baby. I'm a vegetarian. So
look, there is nothing better at the end of a really bad day than getting a call. Myra, talk about how much fun it is to say something like that to somebody random, and you have to worry about what their feelings are because they came and invaded your privacy. They came into your phone line, so whatever they get back is what they deserve.
That's right.
Oh, I was calling people. I was laughing, so I was like, "You ain't gonna believe what I just said, girl." I was cracking myself up. Oh yeah,
and they're like,
it was silent. I mean, he didn't even have a comeback. Like, what did she just say?
There's a variety of responses I have. Sometimes I'll be like, I'll play along with them. I'm like, oh my God, no, don't shoot me, no, and then hang up the phone. Right?
And Anthony Brown says, "I want to talk to you. Hang on 1 second," and puts them on hold, and then just goes away.
You can do that when people are trying to garner votes, like for politicians. Like I know Cameron sent us a screenshot of somebody. I think they were asking if he was going to vote for Trump or like somebody regards like the Fraternal Order of Police or something. And he was like, he sent them a whole like paragraph text message of like, "No, I'm not voting for this person because instead of just responding like stop to opt out."
Right.
Like, they didn't respond back.
That's
so
funny.
I enjoy responding to these random text messages like no, like or actually yes and stuff like that.
But then of course he ruined it all. He ruined it all when he put his social security number at the end of the text.
I haven't had a home phone. I haven't heard of anybody using a home phone in forever.
This is the only reason that I have one, because a friend of mine used to work for AT&T or whatever, but they said, remember 9/11 and everyone was trying to call him and all the cell phones were jammed for days.
Right.
Laugh at grandma if you want to, but people's coming over to borrow my phone. Landlines were still working. Trust me, the only reason that I have it. And I do right. It's 99911
Oh, it's one of those.
Not even a phone.
That is my great grandparents' phone.
That's how
like,
it was back in the day.
That's amazing.
Have you ever seen on social media where they try to have someone who was born in the 2000s operate a rotary phone?
Oh, that's the funniest thing.
It's stunning. Like, obviously it's natural to us, but they literally put their fingers in and try to push through.
Right.
And it's for real. And I'm like, whenever you think of like difference of generations, what they used to, like that's the thing I think of. Like, and there's because to them, punching the thing is logical. There's no physical motion. There's no rotator cuff action.
Man,
I
feel included. I know what that phone is, so I know what you're talking about this time.
And did you have the one phone in the kitchen with the long cord that you could carry throughout the house and then walk?
Our phone was definitely cordless because I was able to go upstairs and sneak me on the phone.
No.
But my mom could easily pick up the other phone and be like, "Kwyn, it's time to go to bed." Like while I'm like,
oh.
But every now and then, because the cord would always get twisted up and it's dirty and you have to clean it. And you have to go, hold on a minute, I got to go turn over my chicken because it wasn't locked in. And you drop it on the floor, it'll be dangling on the floor. Yeah, those were the good old days.
Another old school reference. I used to take like I said, the long cord thing, and I would use it as a microphone and then do the Michael Jackson spins. Because one of the things I loved about Michael Jackson, he would spin around, and then the next dance move would be just to get himself out the spin. He had just gotten himself into it.
And who was there to see that?
Nobody, me.
And then the cord is all messed up. That would be you. That would be you, Stephen Hill.
100%. 100%.
Tomorrow night, please join us and check out our check-in and check-up special in partnership with the American Heart Association as we talk about strokes, living with them, surviving them, with our guest vascular neurologist, Dr. William B.J. Hicks, who is, as I said, the vascular neurologist, a stroke survivor, Dawn Turnage, and our comedian friend, Roy Wood Jr. joins us. And that is tomorrow here on YouTube and Facebook Live. And a lot of good information comes out of that as we end up Hypertension Awareness Month. Stephen Hill, we mentioned where you are. How did Shantae do in the Chinese singer competition this past week? I did text you, but didn't get a...
Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, the return of my phone. You texted to my landline. That was the problem. She did great. She did great. Now I can't remember.
Saving all my love for you.
Saving all my love for you, which was wonderful. This week, I think I can tell you, she's doing Wrecking Ball. Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball. I promise you,
is she gonna do props?
You there's no props. You're not allowed to do props. But you don't realize how soulful that song is until you've heard her sing. I think Miley Cyrus does a great job with that song, but it's kind of straightforward, and the thing was the video. But like, we were in rehearsal yesterday, and she sang that song. I was like, oh, I understand it now, and the soul in that song is amazing. So, as Sybil said, if you want to download Mango TV, and then every Friday at 8:00 a.m. Eastern Central Time, you can catch it live on Mango TV on the app in the US.
Well, I'm confused.
2024. Singer 2024 is the name of the show. Yeah.
You said Eastern Central Time.
8:00 Eastern Central Time.
Oh, Eastern Standard Time. Sorry.
Okay.
8:00 Eastern, 7:00 Central.
And what is Adam Lambert doing?
So every once in a while, every so often they come in to have a guest challenger. So Adam Lambert came in last week to have they have a couple people coming in every week, but they come in and just do it for 1 week and then they leave.
Okay. So he came
just to add some spice to it.
To eat rice dishes and then do a little song, make a little love, get down tonight, and then get out.
Get some Skrilla and be gone.
Okay. Is anybody still watching the Trump trial as it ended yesterday and deliberations began today?
I would have watched every second of that trial had it been televised. I would have watched every single second of that trial had it been televised. But watching people, watching them try to do it, and here's what someone just said, and have it written on the side of the screen. It feels it feels very 20th century.
Yeah,
it feels very 20th century.
It is very old school.
If he serves time, is he still eligible to run if he ends up being found or convicted?
That is the $1 million question that everybody's been asking, but apparently he can.
They said a convicted felon can run for president, but convicted felons can't vote. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
Well, I like that. Taking one vote away. The Trump trial prosecutors finished delivering their closing statements in the trial. This was yesterday, Stephen Hill. So that was Tuesday.
To you.
They finished, and it would have been Wednesday morning for you because they finished just before 8 p.m. Tuesday night. Former president's lawyers presented their arguments Tuesday morning. And in the prosecution, I love this guy, Joshua Steinglass. I don't know him. I only know him from his courtroom drawings of himself. Spoke for more than 4 hours, arguing that Trump falsified business records to cover up what was essentially an illegal campaign contribution meant to help him get elected in 2016. They adjourned last night at 8 p.m., resumed this morning at 10 a.m. when Judge Marchand delivered a lengthy instruction to the 12-person jury, 7 men, 5 women. They deliberated for about 4.5 hours today. No verdict was reached on day one. And so they closed up shop for the day, and they will go back tomorrow, Thursday morning, reconvening. And as I said, the former president is charged with falsifying New York business records in order to conceal damaging information and lawful activity from American voters before and after the 2016 election. that involved his payoff for the hush money to porn star Stormy Daniels.
Porn actress. She's not a star. Who says she's a star? What makes her
I don't know. I had never seen her work. I just go, what other people say. Porn actress, and Candyman.
Here's the and I think and maybe you're going to say this that the instructions of the jury was so long and so detailed because people believe that if there's going to be any kind of appeal, it will be based on what the judge, how the judge instructed the jury.
Yep.
So you better believe the judge was meticulous in how that jury.
Yeah.
They have asked that the instructions be reread.
Tonight, this afternoon, actually.
Yeah.
Sure.
So they adjourned. He's going to reread. He asked them, so y'all want all this or just a part of it?
You want the couple of first paragraphs or what? And they said, we want the instructions.
Yeah, so they're going to pick it up in the morning time.
Believe a sustained conviction could depend on those instructions, so I get it.
Yeah, and that's what they say. It's just even the judge's directions and instructions could be the difference between a successful appeal or not.
What are the possible sentencing that he could receive? What's the maximum?
4 years for every count.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 34 counts, but they would be served concurrently. So he would go for 4 years for however many they found him guilty of. He would serve for 4 years. Mm-hmm. But, that 4 years will be up before, if he wins the presidency again, that'll be up. And then, after they go through all the appeals and everything, and it'll be like,
yeah.
Okay, we tried. Robert De Niro was funny yesterday. Robert De Niro stood out on the streets of New York.
First of all, I don't understand why the Biden administration decided to even
a lot of people are
do this. But second of all, why would you send hothead taxi driver Robert De Niro?
I think it's almost like, remember the good Obama and the bad Obama or the mean Obama?
Key and Peele.
Yeah. So remember that bit? Okay, I think that's what it is, because you got one 80-year-old man who's a nice kind of grandfatherly type, and then you got the grouse, who doesn't give a damn and will tell you exactly what he thinks about anyone at any given moment. And I think that's what it's like. President Biden's like, well, we're going to fight. We're going to give it a good fight, and blah, blah, blah. And De Niro comes out, he's a son of a,
Get off my lawn.
Right. A little Clint Eastwood in there. Yep. All of that.
I'm just like,
and he said that he called out Donald Trump for wanting to destroy not only the city, but the country, and eventually could destroy the world. The only way to preserve our freedoms and hold on to our humanity is to vote for Joe Biden for president, is what he said. Okay. So interesting. We are now moving into entertainment, and this may not be entertaining for a lot of people, but this is a story that I follow the Olympics. I want to be there this summer. I really do. If anyone wants to give me a gift for my birthday, I would like a trip to the Olympics.
To your Uncle George.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah, that'll get me there, Myra. Gabby Douglas, a former Olympic champion, ended her 2024 Olympics dream, pulling out of the U.S. Gymnastics Championships, citing an ankle injury. Now, the thing is, Gabby Douglas is now 28 years old. Yeah, that's a little long in the ankle.
Yeah.
For a gymnast.
Little long in the sock. Yeah.
She last competed in 2016, so she was 20 then. Mm-hmm. And although an ankle injury ended her 18-month quest to return to the Olympics, she said she's not ruling out competition in 2028. Telling ESPN, I love this sport. I love pushing my limits. I hope I can inspire both my peers and the next generation of gymnasts that age is just a number and you can accomplish anything you work hard for. I love Gabby Douglas, and I love her family, her mother especially. Years ago, when we would have guests for the Tom Joyner family reunion, we invited her mom, who had written a book about Gabby, and her mother graciously attended. And that's the first insight that I got on the mistreatment and sexual assault of young gymnasts and others in that sport. And she told us, because one of the crew guys said, my daughter's a gymnast. Do you have any advice for her? And she said, I have advice for you. Keep your daughter away from some of those doctors and the trainers.
Wow.
They are dangerous and they mean your daughter no good.
Mm.
And then she went on to explain about how they were pursuing lawsuits against these people, trainers and doctors alike. And now you know that one doctor is in jail for life for the things that he did for the sexual assault. But it was eye-opening, and the fact that this family, this Black family headed by the mother, were willing to do it. It reminds me of you, Kwyn, where you have, the mom has done all she can to raise really good citizens and talented people and all of this. And, to see your daughter stand up there and to receive, an award, an Olympic medal, for all the good. And she was most proud of not only of herself, but especially of her daughter, and her daughter, taking the bull by the horns, letting her mom know what she wanted, and having the whole family get in and push her to the top. Really kind of cool.
Well, I certainly hope that Gabby Douglas is not the last person who competed and won in 2016 that gets angled in 2024.
You just had to say that, didn't you, Stephen?
I did. I did.
You can't even keep a straight face. You tried. You tried.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's close out with Yogi's Jewel.
Wait, real quick.
Yes, ma'am.
I know you're a big baseball fan. Am I jumping the gun here?
No, I just didn't have time to do it. But yeah, go ahead.
Real quick, the Negro League statistics have been incorporated into the baseball league. Josh Gibson, baby.
That's right.
Greatest baseball hitter. Yes.
Thank you, Myra. Yeah, I had it down. I had it yesterday and I had it today, and I wasn't able to do it. But what it means is that they're taking their Negro League statistics and they are putting them together and comparing them because the time difference and how Black players weren't allowed in the league until Jackie Robinson integrated baseball. And so now Josh Gibson is number one over people like Babe Ruth and Ty Cobb and folks like that for all
hitting percentage. Was it hitting percentage?
Hitting and
was it also home runs? Yeah.
Okay. So he took over from Ted Williams too.
Ted Williams is in that group. Yeah.
Some mad Caucasians in this country right about now. There's some very angry.
We can sports news for the next 24 hours. What? We've ruined America's sport. What?
And they want to name the MVP after Josh Gibson because it's named after Kennesaw Mountain, who was the most racist commissioner in baseball. Okay. And so it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Baseball. Yeah. Let's close out.
Well, now what sport do we have left? What sport do we have left? Ask Caucasians around the world. There's highlight. There's still highlight. We got highlight.
Pickleball.
We got cricket. We got cricket.
Closing out with Yogi's Jewels. Believing in good can improve mental health by reducing stress, anxiety, and negative thoughts. Inhale those good thoughts. Exhale the negative thoughts. Wait, not done. Thanks, everybody.
Yolanda's going to cut you off on time on that one. We'll keep going.
I know. You're absolutely right. Stephen Hill, congratulations to the Songbird. And we wish her continued good luck. And
Shay.
Thank you. And Myra, Kwyn, keep selling stuff to all the people out there online. And we'll see y'all again soon. Take care.
Bye-bye. Be safe, everyone. Bye-bye.